Last race we'll recap here on this week's edition of the Matt Bernier Show. The recap edition will be, as far as I'm concerned, probably the most impressive effort from Belmont Stakes Day. Let's take a look at the field for the Grade 1 Ogden Phipps. $750,000 is the purse. You had a field of 6 signed on. The question about this race, it boiled down to which version of Abel Tasman were we going to get? Were we going to get the horse that ran in the La Troyenne so badly? And I'm not mincing words here. She was terrible. God awful. We're going to get that version, or we're going to get the horse that nearly won the Breeders' Cup Distaff last year as a 3-year-old. Because if you got that version, simply put, she's going to win. If you got the La Troyenne version, simply put, she's going to probably finish off the board. Good news for all involved. We got the good version. Larry Colmus with the stretch run of the first Grade 1 on Belmont Stakes Day, the Ogden Phipps.
Tasman yet to be set down here, trying to shake away from Pacific Wind and Ivy Bell, who's down toward the inside. Unbridled Moe's in the center trying to make a bid, and then comes Unchained Melody, but Abel Tasman's running away from them here. Abel Tasman and Mike Smith, far too good, and they're pouring it on late. A spectacular performance in the Ogden Phipps by Abel Tasman.
Abel Tasman back to her best form. She wins the Ogden Phipps at odds of even money. The runner-up is Ivy Bell, 7.5 lengths behind Abel Tasman. She finishes second at odds of 7-1. And Unbridled Mo, the other Pletcher entrant, runs third at odds of 9-2. Let's take a look at Abel Tasman. She is 7 of 13 lifetime, 11 times in the money, over $2.4 million in career earnings now. Owned by China Horse Club International Limited and Clear Sky Farms. Trained by Bob Baffer, bred by Clear Sky Farms in Kentucky. Ridden to victory by Mike Smith. You see the pedigree at the bottom of the page. Another Grade 1 winner for Quality Road. And she's out of a deputy minister merit named Vargas Girl. 100 buyer speed figure, 125. Timeform US rating for Abel Tasman. She came home in 30-31. This, to me, was the good Abel Tasman. I'm not breaking any news there. This was the filly that nearly won the Breeders' Cup Distaff last year. You watch her going down the backside early. She's a little bit farther back, 2-3 lengths off of it. She very quickly, though, makes that brush up. We've seen it so many times from her. And you have to get to a certain point where you say, okay, maybe it's not ideal, but maybe it's just her. Where when she wants to go, she goes. And rather than fight her, Mike Smith, let her do her thing, and you know what? It pays off, because when she can finish that way, the way that she did on Saturday afternoon, there are very few fillies or mares that can beat her. And, the fascinating thing going forward, and no disrespect to the other girls in this race, they're all really nice fillies, and they're going to have opportunities to run in big races down the road. But when you see Abel Tasman, you can tell she's in a class, above and beyond the rest of them. But then it makes you think, if the good Abel Tasman shows up, if Unique Bella shows up, if Monomoy Girl shows up, and if any of these other fillies and mares blossoms over the next handful of months, the Distaff, even if no other horses show up, those 3 girls right there, they could put on an absolute show. And the good news is, 2 of them are Oaks winners. You know that they can handle Churchill Downs. That's not going to be a problem. We'll find out about Unique Bella with all of her little quirks, nuances here and there, but boy, Abel Tasman, to me, this was a fascinating, awesome performance. I loved everything about it, the way that she powered home. I'm just happy to see that we got her back to the good form, because I was one of the most vocal people saying she was terrible on Derby weekend. What the hell happened? She was awesome last year as a 3-year-old. Where did this come from? And then she comes back here and she just says, you know what? I got it. Maybe she really just needed one all along. This was a giant effort from Abel Tasman, and good to see her get back to her winning ways. Again, not trying to, no disrespect to anybody else in this field, but they are all a notch or 2 below the best of the best. Abel Tasman, she's going to be, if she stays in this sort of form, she's going to be a major player come Breeders' Cup Distaff time in November beneath the Twin Spires. Abel Tasman wins the Grade 1 Ogden Phipps, 100 buyer, 125 Timeform US rating.